love skiing, dude.
So our trip began in Island Park, Idaho, where we met up with the crew to begin our entry into the hut. Took us about 45 minutes to drive the Ranger to where we started skinning along the wilderness boundary up towards the hut. We went with a guide to kind of show us around the hut, give us an introduction into how everything works. And after the first day, he left. We also dug a couple pits to see what the snowpack was like.
This is deep and good. And there's a few little layers, probably facet layers, melt freeze crust. And then there's depth ore down there.
So we mainly decided just to ride the south-facing slopes for the corn snow.
That's just a snouter.
It's a snouter.
Both feet are on 15. That's 10 and then 5. Yep.
For our second day at the hut, we decided to do a little skin up a ridgeline leading towards Mount Jefferson. This gave us kind of a good idea of what Jefferson looked like, and there are a few other smaller lines coming off the side of this ridge in this nice looking rocky zone. Cool little chute, a nice face, but it ended up being pretty icy conditions, which I opted out of riding. But Bradley, Lydia, and Dave decided to give it a go. Dave dropped in and just slayed the first line. Once Dave, Bradley, and Lydia safely made it down that first line, Dave and Lydia decided to hike up this chute adjacent to that first line they rode. Later I found out that they had a little conversation with Bradley, and he wasn't too stoked that they decided to go try that line. When you're in the backcountry, making a last minute change of plans like that is usually not a great idea. For whatever reason, they decided to still go for it, and it might not have been the best call.
Puts everyone at risk. Like, I can see the holes on your butt. You obviously took a pretty big stinger there.
Oh, dude,
too.
I'm pretty sure the shift got a little...
Break a fucking femur, man, and we are like fucking screwed.
And kind of don't feel a hundy on it, so... Not yet. But I will later.
It could have ended up a lot worse than it did. And being so far out in the backcountry, if something goes wrong and someone can't make it out on their own, calling it a heli is really the only option. It's pretty serious stuff and nothing to really mess around with. Very humbling day, but our sights were still set on riding the big Mount Jefferson in the morning. Waited till a little bit later in the morning to get out and start skinning, just so our slope had time to soften up from the sun, since it's a south-southwest facing slope. We skinned up this drainage and kind of made our way around towards a lower angle slope to go directly up to Mount Jefferson. There's a long, pretty mellow skin up to the base of the peak where we began our boot pack up the line that we intended to ride. There was a little strip of snow at the top, looked a little dicey, a little rocky, so put on the crampons, grabbed the ice axe, and made our way up the slope. We got to the top, chilled out for a bit, and watched some sledders down below, high marking the north-facing slope that we kind of suspected of having more avalanche danger. So it's good to know that they weren't triggering anything and gave us a little more confidence dropping in on the south side. Pretty awesome week at the Hellroaring Hut. Things didn't go quite as planned, but we're glad we were all able to make it out okay. We have another backcountry ski video coming your way, so stay tuned for the next one. Ow.
I just could give people the bird with my bandaged finger.
You guys look so sophisticated right now.
I've had more fun at Vail. Dang, Dom. You do that anymore, you're gonna become an influencer.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
You get a second
It's a
Instagram
long
account.
journey from here to influencer.